would like to welcome all of you to meditation class, and also welcome the people who's joining us from long distance. Any question or suggestion for discussion? How is your meditation?
I think the hardest part was to stop thinking because I think it's always going. So try to not think those things. I think trying to get my mind to stop spinning and push those things out was definitely the hardest thing because it's always going.
Did anybody ask you to stop thinking?
Just myself and you.
Yeah. How about yours?
I had a lot of thoughts come up, but I think it was unusual, I guess. I felt like I kind of couldn't feel my hands anymore, and I didn't know if I was sleeping or if I was really awake. So that was an odd sensation, I guess, for me.
Good. Okay. And we have you, newcomer. And how is your meditation?
Yeah, it was good. Some difficulty sort of finding a position where my legs wouldn't fall asleep. Otherwise good, yes.
Okay. You have been here before, right? Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a long time when you were at the library.
Okay.
I used to come with my other son, and now this is my third son.
So you keep trying, bringing your sons. Still, you didn't find the right person to stick into meditation.
Yep,
Maybe he will be the person, right?
Maybe.
Let's see.
I hope so.
And also, if anybody want to ask any question from a long distance from internet, they still can ask by typing the question. Yeah, let me answer for those few questions. What I heard from you. Meditation is about practicing to be an observer. That is the beginning point of being a meditator. Just how to be an observer rather being a reactor. Because in our entire life, we used to react. Whatever your mind suggests, first of all, we believe that, then we respond to that. But first time in meditation, we stop to being that reactor. Secondly, we are not going against nature, or we are not going to stop anything. You simply allow yourself to sit at the posture, then afterward you stop being reactor. Just think about you. We can close all the senses. I'm wrong. We cannot close all the senses. We can only close few senses. You can close your eyes. But even though you close your eyes, you may see some pictures in your head. You cannot plug your ears. Still our ears are open to sounds. You are not eating during the meditation, therefore maybe you are not tasting during the meditation. And we are staying away from everybody, therefore we don't touch anybody, but still you would have sensation. all the senses are open. Now, we normally talk about 5 senses: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. But there's another sense we call mind. What does mind do? It's think. Mind is having thoughts. We do not know how to turn our mind off. Of course, you can shut your eyes, but you can even plug your ears, shut your ears. Still sensations are open. You can halfway turn on those senses, but nobody knows how to shut their mind. Then people misunderstand meditation by thinking to shut their mind. It is not our intention to shut our mind. But what is our intention? Our intention is being an observer. Therefore, you just keep your mind open to see what you are thinking. But only thing is, as a meditator, you are not supporting to think. You are not doing anything and you are not supporting you to think. What happened once you stop giving this support, your mind slowly slow down. Your mind will begin to slow down. Now, as a meditator, even you will notice that. You will notice how your mind slow down. When you are thinking a lot, again as a meditator, you know I'm thinking today. But you are noticing that thinking without fighting with thinking. That is very important. We are not building frustration against that thinking. You are simply observing the nature of the mind. And sometimes you will notice how your mind goes with the support, or how does your mind goes without support to think. You may notice the different natures of your mind. But most important thing is, you are not supporting. You're just being an observer. So when you develop your mindfulness, then you can see how your mind involved with sound outside. How does your mind involve with pain? How does your mind involve with previous thought? How does your mind involve with your expectations, with future? As a meditator, you will notice those things. When you notice those things, as a meditator, you are managing to not to support that. You stop supporting those. When you stop supporting those, your mind will begin to slow down. Once when your mind begins to slow down, it will influence your body to slow down. Your breath will slowing down, your body is slowing down. And when that happens, your mind will look way to disturb you. Because your mind does not want you to sit like a statue. Your mind wants you to open your eyes and see who came in, and your mind wants you to can catch the sound, and your mind wants you to feel like you are alive. then mind will create fake troubles. Sometimes you will have some tingling or sensation around your body, with some sensation around your face. Most of the time I don't want to say these things, because when I say those things, next time your mind will know what to do. But just giving a brief explanation, when your mind create whatever the suggestions or trouble, as a meditator, make sure, oh, I should not involve with this. It is not my job to fix these things. This is time to stop fixing things or stop responding to those and come back to breath. My job as a meditator is being an observer. Then and some of you said about sleeping legs, or your legs go to numb. The purpose of this posture is not providing blood to your legs. Then as a result of that, your legs will go to sleep. When your legs go to sleep, be happy about it. Don't change your posture. Let it sleep. Don't wake it up until meditation done. I personally wish to let my entire body go to sleep. That I don't have to worry about my body. Just practice meditation. But if you keep noting yourself, or if you really feel you are sleeping, that means your mind is sleeping, not your body. Keep your mind awake. Let your body sleep. And as a meditator, just observe your breath. That's how one should develop meditation. Hope I answered all the questions that new meditators raised. But I like to open. Okay. Maybe, yeah.
Yes, Bhante, question. So what about very distracting physical discomfort? For example, today I have some allergies and an itchy throat, and that was really distracting. But I didn't want to clear my throat or cough because it would distract others as well. So what do you recommend doing with something like that, where it's really bothering you and won't go away?
Well, yeah, that is a very good question and practical question. Of course, sometimes you may come to meditation class with itchy throat, or even with cough, or even with cold. But when you come to meditation with that, you know you are coming to meditation with it. Sit down by knowing it. But I would highly encourage you to trust yourself. When you sit down to practice meditation, just trust yourself to not to have trouble from it. Even though you came to meditation as a sick person, just think, okay, in this half an hour, I would be fine. Just brings little confidence. And that confidence might, actually that confidence is helping you. I have seen this personally, because your body acts as your mind commands. You would be amazed by this. Your body trusts your mind. It will act as your mind commands. And how much you have that willpower and trusting, that much your body will try to support you. So, and this can be an experiment. The meditation is an experiment, and you are learning how to support your body by using your mind. How fast our mind. So, if you don't support this thought chain, what would happen? Your mind will stop thinking. But what happened? As a meditator, we don't know how to not to support thinking. As an ordinary person, we don't know how to not to support thinking. Also, that is not our goal. Our goal is be aware of this. But during the meditation, when you engage with outside thinking or thought, as a meditator, don't give any value into that. Sometimes some people are looking for lottery numbers or this is a positive thought, I should not lose this. Then you want to think about that. Or you will think, I was thinking about this beautiful thought, I don't want to lose that. That is how we are supporting those thinking. This is very important, I don't want to let this go, I want to hold this. And I have seen some Buddhist people says, Bhante, the Buddha came to my mind, and this beautiful shrine came to my head, I don't want to let that go, because they think that is very important thing. Even some Christians, I have some Christian friends who says, Bhante, Jesus talked to me, Jesus came to my head, my teacher came to my head. We better to not to support those thoughts. There's one famous Zen Buddhist advice, and they said, if you see the Buddha during the meditation, just kill him. You don't need. Even though it is Buddha, you don't need Buddha during the meditation. What do you need? You need that clear mind. Again, we do not know how to create that. Of course, it is not our intention, because that is the result. It is not our intention, that will be the result. So we cannot make that result happen. Therefore, what we can do, we can allow us to happen the result or have that result. So when I say don't support your thinking, as a meditator, just notice When you think, bring your attention back to your breath. Keep bringing your attention back to breath. Maybe you are doing that millions time. That's okay. Don't worry. That's okay. It's okay to let your mind go. As a meditator, catch that, bring it back. Catch it, bring it back. That's what we supposed to do. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yes? Yeah. And also maybe we can answer that internet question.
Yeah, so the question that came in online was, how can a busy person with family and a demanding job find time to meditate?
That is very famous question from a meditator who really want to meditate, but what I see, it's the lack of commitment. Why I am saying that? If we really want to do something, we will make a space. We will make a space. Just think about, you are having a friend visiting from town, one of the best friend, but you have a lot of things to do. But still, what would you do? You will make time for that friend. Maybe you will give up certain things and you will find time for that friend. And we are having busy time, then doctor says, hey, you have to come for this test, this is very important and this life-threatening thing. What would you do? You are making time for that test. So, nobody is going to tell you, okay, you are going to die if you don't meditate. One day, if you really think this is very important to me, or supporting my mind is very important, only that person will committed to meditation. Let me bring you few examples. We have a friend. We have a friend who's coming to meditation class, 1 hour meditation class, by driving 2 hours every week. One day I heard somebody ask from this person, I can't believe you are driving one way 2 hours, then driving back 2 hours, but you are only coming there for 1 hour meditation. You are just spending 5 hours to come to 1 hour meditation. Is it really helpful? And this person was saying, yes, I know I am spending even money for gas and putting a lot of miles on my car to come into meditation, but at least even I'm coming to 1 hour meditation, this helped me to reset myself for whole week. It helped me to have a peaceful mind during the week, and this is important. It's a comment from one person. But if you really look at yourself, ask you, how much is it important me to have a peaceful mind? And how much things I am doing in order to have this peaceful mind? Think about our work. Our work is not supporting for peaceful mind, but it is better to have a peaceful mind to complete those work. Maybe some life challenges are not really supporting for peaceful mind, but having peaceful mind might helpful us to face to those life challenges. And really, how many things we are doing to establish that peaceful mind? Maybe most of us, none. Some of us, few. Again, how many hours you are doing those things in a week? maybe 1 hour, maybe maximum few hours, 3-4 hours. Now this is like you are arranging your room maybe 5 or 10 minutes, within 5 or 10 minutes, but you are dumping all the other time things into your room. So this is how we work with our mind. We are dumping. We don't know where things coming from. Through our family, from people, from environment, from news, from TV, from movies. You are just throwing so many things into your mind. Unorganized things. So without having a commitment, actually without having that strong intention, we don't pay attention. So one day when you say that this is very important to me, then only that person will make room. So when I hear from people, we don't have time, it's a busy time, I think that question is wrong. Thank you for asking that question. But this is the wrong question most of us making all the time. But we really have to come back to us. We have to come into our heart and ask ourselves, really, why am I saying I don't have time? What is behind it? That means I don't have time for that. I have time for everything else. Because this is not really important to me at this moment. Why? Because I don't understand he was trained to be a king because he was the prince. He asked so many questions. He wanted to bring this richness into himself. He seek teachers here and there, and nobody could help him. Finally, he left his house. He left his father, and he's left his country. He traveled miles and miles to find somebody who can teach, who can give the teachings he need to enrich his mind, enrich himself. So finally, somebody told him to find a person who's living in the forest. So he went into forest to find this person, and also said it's a very dangerous forest and some life threats are there. He thought, what's the point of living life like this? And I would risk myself to seek such a peacefulness or such a wisdom. He risked himself by going into this forest, and then he found a person. This person, the person who's supposed to teach him. He said, but I am not a regular person. I live by eating human flesh. I can give you what you want, but what can you give? He said, well, if you are living by human flesh, only thing I can give my body. So then they both came with an agreement. Agreement is, this young man supposed to climb to the rock then throw himself off from the rock. While he is coming down, this teacher is supposed to teach him. He thought, at least then before I die, I know. He took that risk. He thought, better to have the wisdom before I die, and living a life without wisdom is useless. So, with that agreement, he threw himself from the rock, but this teacher did not eat him, and he catched this young man, and then this teacher said, I wanted to make sure your determination and your it's a nice story, but think about the determination of that person, that how much this person is willing to risk. So somebody need that much determination to establish this kind of peacefulness. Of course, you all have to give up this Saturday morning to come to meditation. And maybe this can be the first day in the weekend, and all the other days you are working. You need to give up that comfort time from your family to come to meditation. So a lot of things are required, but you need to let that go. Let that comfort go in order to achieve that peaceful mind. I think I answered that question a long time ago, but I kept talking. Any other questions or thoughts? Yeah, so as a question.
So I just had a couple of comments to share because I've been coming here for 5 years now, and I can certainly relate to the question about finding time, because I also had difficulty in the beginning finding time because you're so used to not making time for it. And although you might come once or twice, you can see a benefit, but I encourage people to stick with it, because over time I found that it made day and night difference in my life. More joy, more happiness, and as you come and dedicate yourself to doing some meditation and hearing Bhante's talks, it makes a difference in how you handle yourself at work, at home. The patience and the compassion that grows out of it can really make a difference. So I know the first time and maybe first few months it might be difficult to find that time, but as you see the benefits and as people around you notice the difference, my son told me I was a different person.
That's good.
And it was good.
That's good comment.
We were at I'll just share this quickly. We were at a restaurant. This was about after a year of coming, and I used to get irritated. If I'm in a restaurant paying for a meal, I think I want peace and quiet, and I would get irritated if there was noisy kids or people, even though I love kids and I like people, but it was just something that became a habit. And I was sitting there, and my son looked over at this group, and he rolled his eyes, and he kind of made some faces, and I just looked at him, and then I smiled, and he said, "Isn't that bugging you?" And I said, "No, they're just having fun." And he said, "Oh my gosh, you are so different." He said, "You're so laid back." And he said, "Wow." And I said, "Well, you can't let things like that bother you. You know, we're just an observer in life, and it's nice that they're having a good time." So I won't go on and on about it. I probably could, but I would just be repeating myself. So I just want to encourage people to find the time and to come to meditation and to hear Bhante's talks.
Thank you. So, yeah, since we have few newcomers, and I'd like to again remind about that, which is you better to stick into at least one meditation class, then just committed to that. And normally I would say, don't think you know about meditation until you come to 14 to 16 classes. But if you happen to not to come one day, then you have to start again counting. Until then, don't think you know about meditation. Be committed to that. And thank you very much being here. And so I would say thank you for people who's joining us from long distance through internet. And thank you. Maybe Ralph can share.